Well, good morning, everybody. DW Pastor Barry here. It is Wednesday morning, just after 11 a.m. I can tell you today that I'm not feeling the greatest. I look tired. I haven't been sleeping too good. I'm starting to wonder if I don't have, I'm not going to speak it over myself, but I might need to get checked out for something like bronchitis or something, because I just feel exhausted and my lungs are heavy and I haven't been sleeping the greatest. And that usually comes from sinuses draining into my lungs while I sleep. So whenever you watch this video, please be praying for me. I would appreciate that greatly. I have time to myself. Everyone else has gone to doctor's appointments today. They'll be back later, and then maybe we'll be out to work, even though I really don't feel like it. We're doing a Wisdom from Above Devotional by Charles Stanley. We're going to do a lot of reading today, Proverbs 19, and also the first and second chapters of Jonah. This is January 19th. It's called Contrary. The 21st verse of Proverbs 19 says, "Many plans are in a man's heart, but the counsel of the Lord will stand." Let's go and read all of the 19th chapter. This devotional book has a lot of Bible reading in it, so if that's what you like, you're in the right place. It's been very windy the last 2 days. Don't know what's going on as far as the weather's concerned. Some people think we might have more tornado weather coming. I really don't know. I have no idea. Okay, shouts out to my family, to my teammates, everybody else watching. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Verse 1, Proverbs 19. "Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than he who is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Also, it is not good for the soul to be without knowledge, and he who hastens with his feet sins. The foolishness of man perverts his way, and his heart frets against the Lord. Wealth makes many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. A false witness will not be unpunished, and he who speaks lies will not escape. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him who gives gifts. All the brothers of the poor hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursues them with words, yet they abandon him. He who gets wisdom loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding will find good. A false witness will not be unpunished, and he who speaks lies will perish. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. The discretion of a man defers his anger, and it is his glory to pass over transgression. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as dew upon the grass. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dripping of water. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. Slothfulness casts into a deep sleep, and an idle soul will suffer hunger. He who keeps the commandment keeps his own soul, but he who is careless in his ways will die. He who has pity on the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay what he has given. Chasten your son while there is hope, and let not your soul spare for his crying. A man of great wrath will suffer punishment, for if you deliver him, yet you must do it again. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter days. There are many plans in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord will stand. The desire of a man in his kindness is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of the Lord tends to life, and he who has it will abide satisfied. He will not be visited with evil. A slothful man hides his hand in his bowl, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware, and reprove one who has understanding, and he will understand knowledge. He who mistreats his father and chases away his mother is a son who causes shame and brings reproach. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causes to err from the words of knowledge. An ungodly witness scorns judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. Judgments are prepared for scorners, and beatings for the back of fools. All right, the call of Jonah in Jonah chapter 1. Let's read it. These two chapters are not, they're a fair bit of reading, but if you like Bible, here we are. The call of Jonah. Verse 1, chapter 1. Now the word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai, saying, "Get up, go to Nineveh, the great city, and cry out against it, because their wickedness has come up before me. But Jonah got up to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. He went down to Joppa and found there a ship going to Tarshish. He paid its fare and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. But the Lord hurled a great wind upon the sea, and a mighty storm came upon the sea, so that the ship was in danger and breaking up. Then the sailors were afraid, and each cried to his God. They tossed the ship's cargo into the sea in order to lighten the load. But Jonah had gone down into the hold of the ship, had lain down, and was fast asleep. The captain came to him and said, "What are you doing asleep? Get up, call to your God. Perhaps your God will consider us, so that we will not perish." Jonah and that ship were about to all sink and go down. That's what was happening here. The sailors said to one another, "Come, let us cast lots that we may know on whose account this disaster has come upon us." So they cast lots, and the lot fell on Jonah, which they were correct. It was his fault. "Tell us why this disaster has come upon us. What is your occupation? Where do you come from? What is your country? And from what people are you?" Jonah replied, "I am a Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land." Then the men were very afraid and said to him, "What is this you have done?" For the men knew that he was fleeing from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them. Then they said to Jonah, "What shall we do to you so that the sea may quiet down for us?" For the sea was growing stormier. So Jonah said to them, "Pick me up and toss me into the sea. Then the sea will quiet down for you. For I know that it is on my account this great storm has come upon you." So this is called accountability. Jonah is being accountable for what's going on. Verse 13. Nevertheless, the men rowed hard to bring the ship to land, but they could not do it, for the sea grew more tempestuous against them. Then they cried to the Lord and said, "Please, Lord, do not let us perish for this man's life, and do not make us guilty for innocent blood. For you, Lord, have done it as it pleased you." So they picked up Jonah and tossed him into the sea. Then the sea ceased from its raging. Therefore the men were very afraid of the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows. So maybe they converted. See, God took a lemon and made lemonade, right? Verse 17. Now the Lord appointed a great fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Chapter 2, verse 1. Then Jonah prayed to the Lord his God from the belly of the fish. He said, "I called to the Lord out of my distress, and he answered me. Out of the belly of Sheol I cried, and you have heard my voice. You cast me into the deep, into the heart of the seas, and the flood surrounded me. All your billows and your waves passed over me. Then I said, I am cast away from your sight, yet I will look again to your holy temple. The waters encompassed me, even to my soul. The deep surrounded me. Weeds were wrapped around my head. I went down from the foundations of the mountains. The earth with its bars was around me forever. Yet you have brought up my life from the pit, O Lord, my God. When my life was ebbing away, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer came to you and to your holy temple. Those who follow vain idols forsake their true loyalty, but I will sacrifice to you with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay what I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord. Then the Lord spoke to the fish, and it vomited Jonah out upon dry land. All right. Contrary. This is what Charles Stanley says. Jonah was just like you and me. He had dreams and plans for his future. But when God revealed his objective for Jonah's life, it shook the prophet to the core. Go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, Jonah 1:2. Jonah didn't like that assignment one bit. After all, the Assyrians, so that's where Nineveh was in Assyria, the Assyrians were the sworn enemies of Israel, but a brutal people who had no problem killing a meddling Hebrew prophet. That's one reason why Jonah didn't want to go. He was scared. We all know the story. Jonah fled God's command on a ship to Tarshish. And the Lord sent a violent storm to prevent his progress. The situation became so dire that Jonah told the sailors to cast him overboard if they wanted to survive. So they did. They threw Jonah into the sea, and God sent a great fish to set him back on track. Eventually, Jonah repented and did as the Lord asked. We may judge Jonah for running from God, but we often do the same thing. I did it. We flee from what the Father commands because we want to be in control of our lives, and we want our lives to be comfortable. We may outright disobey God, or we may take a more subtle route, avoiding Him and claiming ignorance of what He wants. But understand, neither strategy releases us from the responsibility of obeying Him, which is why He sends contrary circumstances to get us back on the right path. So take stock of your life. Does it seem that no matter how hard you strive, you're making no progress? Are you experiencing setback after setback, as if a strong hand were against you? Then it's possible God is trying to get your attention. Spend time in prayer and make sure you're obeying all He's called you to accomplish. That's a very good reminder for everybody out there, especially the called. Lord, I want to obey you no matter what. Reveal your will so I can work with you rather than against you. And I pray it in Jesus Christ's name. Amen and amen. That brings back memories of when I was a young man. For you older people, you're saying to me, you are a young man. And sometimes I feel young and sometimes I feel old, but I have the gray hairs to prove my experience. And I think I have gained a lot of wisdom over the years. So I hope you like this one and appreciate it. Please share it around. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you've not done that yet. God bless you. And I will see you in the next Wisdom from Above devotional.